The show started with the match between Deonna Purrazzo versus Rosemary. There was a moment in the match when Rosemary was almost close to pinning Deonna Purrazzo, but Havoc was upset with Deonna, and she was trying to argue with Deonna, and the referee got distracted, and then Deonna did her work, and the result of this match was Deonna Purrazzo defeated Rosemary by pinfall. After the match, we saw backstage that Honor No More and Matt Taven says they need to learn to trust each other to win at Emergence. Eddie Edwards says that not everyone can be in the match, and says they still have questions about PCO. Vincent defends PCO and Edwards tells him to prove it in his street fight later tonight to prove he still believes in the message of Honor No More. Back from the break, Gia Miller is backstage with Giselle Shaw. Miller asks Shaw about her match later tonight and Shaw says she isn't avoiding Slamovich. She says she was waiting for the right opportunity and says the world will find out what she can do. Then we saw a match between Brian Myers versus Black Taurus for the Digital Media Championship, and the result of this match was Brian Myers defeated Black Taurus by pinfall, but after the match, Bhupinder Gujjar runs down to the ring and tosses Myers in the ring, and then Decay attacks him as Gujjar delivers a spear to Myers. We head backstage to Gia Miller and Jordynne Grace, and Miller asks her if their loss last week will cause friction between them, and Grace says she respects her. She says that the Knockouts title means everything to her and she treats all her opponents like an obstacle. Then we saw a match between Masha Slamovich versus Giselle Shaw, and the result of this match was Masha Slamovich defeated Giselle Shaw by pinfall after connecting the snowplow finishing move. We head backstage to Gia Miller and Yim says she heard what Grace said earlier and she's more than just an obstacle, and then Rain walks in and says Yim kicked her while she's down with the flashback moment. Yim says she would be happy to kick her while she's standing up, but Kim walks in and says Yim will face Rain next week. Then we saw a tag team match between Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, versus Violent by Design, Diener and Joe Doring, and the result of this match was Motor City Machine Guns defeated Violent by Design by pinfall. After the match, Doring attacks the Guns as Diener brings in the flag and beats them down with it, but Kushida comes down to the ring and makes the save, firing down right hands on Doring. Eric Young rushes down and attacks Kushida, delivering a pile driver to him. Then we saw a match between Sami Callihan versus Raj Singh, and the result of this match was Sami Callihan defeated Raj Singh by pinfall after hitting the crossface chicken wing finishing move. After the match, Callihan grabs a mic and calls both Moose and Steve Macklin to the ring, and then Moose's music hits, and Macklin appears, but Moose comes from behind and attacks Callihan out of nowhere. Callihan takes down Moose and Macklin, then gets Macklin up for the Cactus Driver 97. Macklin counters with a low blow, and Moose hits Callihan with a spear, and then Macklin hits a DDT. Back from the break, we get a video hyping up Killer Kelly following her debut last week, and she will do the in-ring debut next week. In the main event, we saw Doc Gallows versus PCO in a Derby City street fight, and the result of this match was PCO defeated Doc Gallows by pinfall when PCO goes flying off the top and sends Gallows into the broken part of the ring to pin him for the win, and the show went off the air.